So how much water should I be drinking? So this is a question I get asked all the time. So today, we're talking about water. So if you're me, you might be lugging around this 2-gallon jug. But unless you're doing what I'm doing every day, you probably don't need that much. The amount of water that everyone needs is gonna be dependent on your height, your weight, your daily health habits, your activity levels, as well as the environment that you're living in and the season that you're in. That's gonna dictate how much water you actually need. The old saying of 8 cups, 8 ounces of water each day per person is a real generalized thing, and it's not really applicable for all humans. Here are the first 4 steps that you need to figure out your hydration. 1, find a water calculator. Get a reliable non-plastic water container that you can use to hold the water, because it's much easier to get the water in if you just have the amount you need every single day. I wanted to just fill up once and know that if I drank this, my needs were met. If you think you'll just fill it up 4 or 5 times, that's 5 opportunities that you have to take extra effort to go do something. If you can solve for it once, your likelihood of finishing will increase. 2, you need to track your baselines and work your way up slowly. 3, you need to add minerals into your water. Your body's ability to utilize water depends on the mineral structuring that is within the water. Usually we would have had minerals in our water because it's from a spring or an underground aquifer where it would have been running over rocks, gathering mineral content. If that's not the case, you're just putting in purified water, which will actually pull minerals out of you. Lots of water these days does have some structure to it, but if you're doing any level of exercise, it's worth the investigation to check out if you should put minerals into your water. 4, take notice of how you're feeling as you increase the baseline. Okay, so starting with number 1, you're gonna find yourself a water calculator. This is gonna give you general metrics. Know that not all water calculators are equal, so you should try a couple of them and see what your range falls between, because some are gonna have different metrics for height, weight, age, activity level, environment, etc. So try a few, find your average, and then start working towards that. This is not perfect, but it's so much better than just winging it and trying to think maybe this will work, maybe this won't. You need a good steady baseline. Okay, I'm no jug salesman. You don't need a 2-gallon jug, but I do recommend getting yourself a jug of some kind. It's just easier to maintain the habit when you have the proper receptacle for your water. Okay, so when I tend to bring this up with my clients, they want to jump all the way to the finish line. It took your body time to get used to the level of hydration that it currently has. You need to give it time to get ready to level up, so that takes weeks. As you go about doing this, be checking in, seeing how your energy feels, see how your digestion is, see how your sleep is, see how your elimination of all the food that you're processing in goes. These are important little health metrics that can fall by the wayside if you're not paying attention. Okay, I just want to hammer it again. Adding minerals into your water is super important. The first thing we need is air, the second thing we need is water, the third thing we need is food, right? We can last weeks without food, we can last days without water, we can last a few minutes without air. So when it comes to water, we want to have high quality water coming in. Since we're hydrating all throughout the day, every time we drink water, we are consuming minerals. Minerals are needed for all enzymatic processes, for our muscles to contract, to have thoughts, for all these processes within the body. When you put in minerals regularly, your body reaches the saturation point where it has the building blocks that it needs to run the basic necessities of the body. That's why hydrating with minerals is super important. There are lots of brands out there. You can do your own research. LMNT is one that I like. Trace Mineral Research is another good one. I make my own blends of things. I just buy in bulk because I drink so much water. But you should check out minerals. And if you have other questions, hit me up. Lastly, we want to prioritize water in the morning. We want to prioritize water after eating, at least 45 minutes so there's time for your body to digest. And we want to be hitting our goals of water intake 2 to 3 hours before we go to bed. There is an arc of how we should be taking in water. First thing that you do in the morning should be water. Last thing before you go to bed should be water, but it should be a couple of hours so your body can process, your kidneys can utilize all the water, your bladder can release the water that it needs to, and you can go to rest. All right, y'all, stay hydrated. If you found this helpful, click the link in the description, join my Facebook group. As always, stay kind, stay strong, keep kicking ass. I'll see you soon.